Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. Today we're going to be looking into Ramen Toys CAG set for the McFarlane Batmobile 1989 replacement for the canopy and the two guns and the two gas caps. This is initially the review first, and then afterwards, if you guys are willing to check out and stay, I will be doing the build, the construction and how to replace it and everything, all sped up, of course, with a few pointers on what I'm doing. Also, the it doesn't have instructions itself. It doesn't even have a note where to check the instructions. But Ramen Toys does have a YouTube channel that has the installation process. If you guys want to watch that, it's very simple to replace. So first, is it a perfect replacement for the 1989 McFarlane Batmobile toy? And I'm gonna say no, but that's not a bad no. It's 95% close to the paint job that you're getting from McFarlane. In fact, like I said, it's not a bad no. In fact, Ramen Toys did a much better job at painting their sample than McFarlane does, because with McFarlane, I'm not sure if it's showing on my video, but you can kind of see some flecks of banding going on in the plastic. It's painted and everything, but you can still see some flecks of imperfection. Ramen Toys is just like one solid, well done painted piece. That's why I think it stands out compared to McFarlane. Also, be very careful with this toy. You probably have noticed, because it's got that matte finish, you're gonna see these scratches going on. It's easy to scratch and everything, and that's why be very careful with the Ramen Toys too, because they did try to copy the matteness of the original paint. But yeah, actually, the fact that it's much better painted the way they did the application than McFarlane, I think that's what makes it kind of stand out. Now, even McFarlane himself, when he was producing this to compare it to the body, he didn't actually wasn't able to copy the exact coloring that he used in the body, because the paint, I mean the material that he used in the canopy compared to the material used on the body itself is different. So the paint will interact differently to what's used in the body. It's very close. McFarlane did it very closely, but again, it's not 100% copied, and like maybe like 5 or 10% difference in the shading. You can kind of see it here. It's very close, but if you look at Ramen Toys, it's much more I'm gonna say professional because that's what it is. And let's test out how easy this thing scratches. See, this is matte. That's why it's gonna scratch. It's a scratch magnet. Now, also, here's a negative part of the paint job. Now, if you've been following the CAG set from Ramen Toys, he actually held back the release of this one for the last time, because there was some paint spillage going on the corners. With my copy, with my unboxing, I'll show it more. There is still a little bit of going on here, falling over there, a little bit there. From the other side, you can see it's perfect. See? But I mean, like, it's so little that if I hadn't been following Ace's reviews or progress on this one, I would never have even picked that up. I would have thought this, it's a toy. It's understandably going to be some mistakes. But the initial ones, when he held back production, it was a lot more worse, and the overspray is a lot more worse. He held it off and fixed it and all that stuff. The other thing too, the first time he held it off was because there was a gappage going on between the part that he made and between the main body itself. As you can see, I would consider this as negligible, like negligible. And I'm only pointing that out because that was an initial issue on the first production. But if I, like again, if I had not been following Ace's progress points and what he was picking off as a criticism on the earlier production samples, I would never have said, "Oh, there's a gap in there." Even not like right now on this piece, I think this is a good replacement for the canopy. Now, how does it work? It works exactly as the original did. You just press this one, it pops it off, and then you slide it on. I lift it and slide it on. The original can do this thing. It does it the same thing too. Again, being very careful not to make parts touch each other because it's gonna scuff each other up. The one thing I did notice is when I'm putting this in, you have to press it like that. It's not like very easily to do, but I feel that's better because then when you push it up, it like really pops off really well. So, and then I press it here, make sure there's no stress being caused on that body. The other parts that came in with this figure are these two Gatling guns. They don't pop out from the bottom like they did. You just push it in. And there's like a groove in there. How he did it, I don't know how he did it, but he was able to see how this thing is. It basically wraps around here, and then that one probably wraps around there. So there is a firm grip from the original mold that this thing just latches onto. And when you lift it, you really don't see any damage. You don't really see any damage caused on the original because it's probably gripping the size of this thing and the side of this circular piece, so that you'll never ever see any kind of scuffage that it's causing. But if you wanted the look of the Gatling gun popping off, there it is. The last part of this are these two gas caps. Now, the original does have gas caps, but even when he was putting this on or reviewing it, I wasn't really impressed by it because I feel the original, this is recessed in, and there's no way they would be able to do that. Ramen Toys. The only other way to make this thing maybe a little bit look better is to make this part thinner, like half the thickness of what it is right now. But then you would be encountering the fact that it will be too thin and probably prone to breaking. This goes on somewhere around here. See, I feel that's a little bit too thick, like it stands out. So I'm not gonna put it on because I really do want the sleekness of the thing. And you guys aren't seeing it, but I'm seeing it on my copy. There is like really bad banding on this thing, on the paint job. It scuffs easily, and it just makes this thing, Ramen Toys' copy, stand out because his is smooth and it's perfect and it's well painted. So this set went for $20, and then the shipping was $10. So that's an additional $30 if you had to buy the Batmobile from McFarlane. Is it worth it? Well, this was really, really ugly. I wish that, of course, we didn't have to do this, but I'm really happy that Ace from Ramen Toys definitely stepped up and did this for us, because now it really does have that sleek look of the Batmobile, right? So when you think $30, that's kind of too high. Well, add the $30 to the $60 that you purchased this for, or $70. That's $100 for this Batmobile for a 1/12 scale. Ramen Toys is also thinking of producing a second set for the interior, because obviously the Batmobile is not meant to be a one-seater like McFarlane made it for us, right? So that's another thing that Ace is thinking of doing a run where it's a two-seater. I believe he was able to make a deal with a person who did the design, because he had it 3D printing, and so they're gonna do. So it's not just the seat, but also the console, because that's obviously the steering wheel has to be on this side. So that's kind of cool. So I don't know what the pricing on that one will be. So you're gonna have to watch it out as if you want to. Watch out for it if you want to. But so right now the cost of this whole thing is $90, and that's good. Depending on the price of the inside, it might go up to maybe 140 to 150 for a 112 scale vehicle. 120 price of an iconic toy. I think that's good. So I think that's good. I wish this was the sale was only $20. The shipping is the one that bumped it up to 10, and that made it 30. And I really, really wish, because Ramen Toys is still a small company compared to Hasbro and all that stuff. Technically, it's a third party company, but technically it's still much smaller than Fan Toys or Fans Hobby, because those companies have an established track record of production, and Ramen Toys is very, very recent, but they're doing a lot of very, very promising properties that I am kind of interested in, but it's just kind of out of my price point. But this I think is really good. It's really, really good. I missed out on the first ordering on this one because I wasn't familiar with Ramen Toys. So I'm really happy that when they announced the second set, the interior set, that they put this back up on production or on pre-order. And if you guys bought this, and the first thing that popped into your head was like, man, that looks like a duck with this thing. Well, this is a duck. This ain't no duck. This is like a sleek python about to pounce on you. This is what it's meant to be. So if you had bought the 1989 McFarlane and you were like kind of satisfied with it, I urge you to buy from Ramen Toys to upgrade your Batmobile, because this thing had such potential. I don't understand. Like, McFarlane put in so much detail on this one. The threads on the wheels are well done. This part is well done. He did the grills and everything, and then on the bottom you have this part. Like McFarlane, it's like everything of his product line, dude. He produces like almost awesome stuff, almost, but then he holds back like 20% of crappiness that you don't understand, you know. That goes with all of his products. Like the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, it's almost like perfect, but he holds off 20%, and then he'll reproduce it and then make changes and make it like 85%, but then he'll pull back on someone to make it. It's so weird. It's like he's doing it on purpose to make people buy the next stage, you know. Well, you don't have to wait because Ramen Toys fixed it and everything. So this is a good set. This is a good replacement, especially if you have the Batmobile 1989. The other only thing that I would point out on this is now there's an inconsistency on the paint application that I because this is well done and it just stands off, because this one is kind of crappy, because see, you have these from that it's already scuffing, and I'm kind of afraid to test it. But look, oh yeah, this scuffs more easily than Ramen Toys. Like, you don't see it, but I can see the reflection when I'm doing this. Oh yeah, I don't know why do I keep doing that? Why don't I just do it in the bottom where it's not seen? But it's scuffing McFarlane's paint job, and you don't even see it on Ramen Toys. So yeah, a well done job, and I really do like the fact that I know he's delaying the projects, but he's doing it because he keeps on improving it. I don't know how much you guys know or appreciate how much of increased production costs when he says he needs to retool this just to make it look better. That's a lot of stuff, dude. This is not just the molding. When he's retooling this, it's an aluminum mold. That's like metal. You have to re-engrave that part that you're retooling. So kudos to Ace for doing that. And I really do like this one. I definitely will be getting the inside part once he's done. And I'm getting the A-Team van, the bread van that he's promising. I'm hoping I can get into that. So that's it for my review. Stick around if you want to see how I put it up all together and also the unboxing. And thank you for watching. I will see you again soon. You have a nice day. Goodbye. But this arrived in a box slightly bigger than this. It wasn't any kind of protection or anything. But again, I don't care about the boxes. But what is important is the item, how it arrived. So basically it comes in plastic. It's wrapped in plastic. This set basically comes with the gas caps and 2 Gatling guns here. Just be very careful because this is a matte finish and it is painted on the outside, because you might scuff up the paint. There was an earlier issue with the painting where there was some paint bleed going on the side, and Ace from Ramen Toys actually went ahead and pulled back the samples to make sure that the paint is well done. I think there are still little bits and flecks on the corner. I'm not sure if it's just lighting though. So I think like in that corner maybe, but it's like, that's me being picky. So it looks like it was cast in this, is it one piece that he did this on? Yeah, I don't know how he did it. Seems to be like a semi-transparent plastic, and then he painted it up, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's painted a little bit, and so I think it's good enough, you know. This was a $19 set, and then of course the shipping was $10, so it ended up being $30. So there's still some bleed on the paint, but definitely a lot better than what was shown. Yeah, see here, it's really clean on this side. These are the gas caps, painted silver. There's no blemish on the paint job at all, so that's fine. And these are the 2 Gatling guns. Nice paint app on the bullets. Very, very shiny. It's got basic paint over here, or maybe, yeah, it's not bare plastic. He actually painted it, and then he also painted some sort of gunmetal on the weapon itself. Same thing here. Here's the color of the bare plastic, and here's it painted. You can see it's painted somewhat. All right, so we'll go ahead and install it, and while I'm installing it, it's going to be really, really sped up.